Hey guys, so I have some new sovereigns to show you today, and hopefully we're going to fill this tube. So this is just George sovereigns, and it's a bit of an awkward sized tube. I've also got a few to go in here as well. So I used three main types of tubes, and these are those. So the first is the Royal Mint tube, which holds 30 sovereigns usually. They do come with 25 from the mint. This one is like my odds and ends. So what I try to do is keep them organised, like just put all the certain sovereigns in one tube. So for example, if I have 30 shields in one of these, and then I'm onto another tube and so on. This tube holds 20 sovereigns in capsules. So for example, like these Georges that I have here in capsules, we have a very, very nice 1924 and also a very rare mintage, very low mintage. So I have that in a capsule. So if I want to put coins in capsules, I have 20 of those in there, and that will do quarter ounce or sovereigns. This one is the same as that. I'm not sure what they were originally designed for, but these hold 48, which is a bit of a weird number. I'm pretty sure it's 48. It doesn't hold 50, but that's just how it is. So that's like that one, it won't hold them in capsules, and there is a little bit of movement in there if you were rattling them around. And like I mentioned, this is the Royal Mint tube, which you can fit 30 without capsules. So we'll just put those to the side there. And the four sovereigns I have today, we've got some interesting ones here, I think. These are just best value. And we have first up 1918 with an M for Melbourne mint mark. So if you're not familiar with the mint marks, they are just here underneath the date. So let me just see if I can get that a little bit closer for you. And yeah, you've got obviously the date 1918. Over to the right here, you have the initials of the engraver, which is BP. Let me just zoom in. So we have 1918, the date, we have the M for Melbourne mint mark, and then over on the right we have BP, so the engraver's initials. That is 1918, and there we have obviously George V. So interesting, the 1918, there is India sovereigns in here. There is a few others as well. The India sovereigns were only minted that 1 year in India in 1918. So this is another George, and instantly I notice around the outside here we have almost like this train track. So if I just show you the one we looked at prior, you'll see the outside rim is different. It doesn't have that like inner track, if you like. And so that means this is going to be a small head, and it's going to be one of the final 4 years. So it could be 1932, it could, which is quite a low mintage actually, and it is a 1932, yeah. So it could be any of the last 4 years of King George, sorry. So 1932, you can see the SA mint mark, and this sovereign was only minted in South Africa in 1932, so the mintage was just over a million, so it was 1.066 and change. I can't remember how many. I just remember it as 1066 and the rest, so just over a million on the mintage. And as I alluded to a moment ago, it does have the slightly different portrait there, and the main thing I can tell by is the inside of the rim, but if you do look closely, the right hand side has a slightly larger head compared to the left. So I've done a few videos on that in the past, so you can have a little look at that if you're interested. So 1932, that's going to be my second of those, I think. I'm not far off a double date run of the George sovereigns. I've got quite a lot of duplicates. This is 1925 SA, and it looks like it's in a nice condition, nice little bit of luster. I already have a couple of 1925s at least, probably 3 or 4 now. And again, just a nice bullion sovereign. So the final one today is another George, and this is 1926 SA. And this does look very nice condition as well. So very happy with today's haul. Just the 4. I do have some more sovereigns on the way, but we're just going to see what's in here, because those are 4. Oops, let me just zoom out. So these 4 over here are some George sovereigns that you've seen on the channel already. I had the 3 and the 1, so 19, 22, and then there was an 11, 12 and 13. So that is now 45. It's kind of looking a bit full, but we can maybe get 46, 47, 48. That's kind of overflowing, so we've got 47. Could probably do to take one out. So yeah, 46 I would say in there. And yeah, that's a nice, I'm pretty sure that's 46 sovereigns, because there was 41 and we've put in some extras. We've put in 5 because we had 8 and we've got 3 left. And here in this little pile, I'll show you these in a moment in the capsules. In this little pile we have a couple to go into this miscellaneous tube. We have 1899. These, I have shown these on the channel, so they're not brand new. They are just doing a couple of videos at once today. 1895. And then we have an Edward, which is a 19... oh, is that a 3 or an 8? I think it's a 3. And then 2 Jubilee heads. So nice little mix there. So I'll just adjust the numbers on here. That will now be 5, 3, and what are the others? Oh yeah, old heads. So yeah, I will adjust that and put those in there. And I mentioned these other sovereigns. So these are some that I've had prior. This is a 1918 India. So we got a 1918 M today. And like I say, this is a different mint. So one was minted India, one was minted in Melbourne. And yeah, it's nice condition. The ones in capsules, you know, I've picked out as being particularly nice or something a bit special. So this is a 1923p, which is relatively low mintage. And then funny, I was trying to get the date run of these. So the 1923 and 24 was the last 2 that I needed. I bought a 1923 and it was within a couple of weeks. It was the same month. Very soon later, another 1923 came up. So I've ended up with 2 of those. And yeah, I have a 1924 here. No, I don't. Where is it? There it is. 1924 here. And I only have the one of those. This is a 1924M. So it's probably the lowest mintage sovereign I have. In terms of rarity, it does, you know, generally correlate to the mintage, but sometimes it can be a bit deceiving. So the mintage isn't everything, but when there's a coin with such a low mintage, you know, some of those Canadian sovereigns are very, very low mintages. But yeah, this one, I thought I'd treat myself to a very nice one. So I did have to pick the date on this and pay a little bit extra. And yeah, this was another 1925. So we had an SA today. This is no mint mark, which is London. And yeah, interesting actually. When do you think this was minted? So I'll give you a clue. It wasn't 1925. Let me know in the comments if you have any idea. And I'll put these in here and hopefully we can fill this tube up again soon. So if we have 9 in there, plus 6, 15, 20, plus these, was that 5? So we're going to have 25 in there. We just need another 5 to get it filled. We've got 3 there, so we're 2 short. We need 2 more to get that full. And yeah, I'll see what I do. When I'm organising, I mentioned earlier the tubes. You know, I generally like to keep sovereigns in these because they're very small and you know, easier to store. So my vault storage boxes, they're not giant, you know, they're quite small. So these fit in there nicely, as do this. These bigger tubes do fit, but obviously can't fit as many sovereigns in. So there's 20 in here, and there's currently, is there 20 in there? But you know, you can fit 30. So if you look at the size, it's double. You know, for 2 of these, I can fit 1 of these. So 60 sovereigns versus 20. Obviously, space is at a premium. It might not be a problem, you know, if you've just started stacking perhaps, but when you start to get up into the couple hundred, you know, sovereigns, it's just more efficient to obviously use the smaller box there. So anyway, that is my haul for today, and I'll go ahead and top these up and talk to you in the comments, and let me know if you know when that 1925 was minted. Talk soon.